Thank you, Mr. President. And a huge thank you to the sponsors, to this body and the House of Representatives, and to the governor for actually now making education a priority. For years, members, kindergarten bills, full-day kindergarten bills have been killed in both chambers under the control of both parties because a couple of reasons. One, we didn't have the support of the governor previously and able to put that into their budget. And we were worried about broadening that base of funding for education. But the more I think about that, ladies and gentlemen, we're actually forcing us to make education a priority year after year after year. So you have to ask yourself, what truly is the role of government? And if public education is part of that role, then it should be a priority. And I believe that that is also part of our job. Which means in future years, we're going to have to cut other things. And I'm okay with that, quite frankly. Some of these bills that we have passed this year that cost us money, we won't be able to afford in future years. And I'm okay with that as well, because education should be a priority. So thank you for making it a priority. This is important to rural schools, and let me explain to you why, especially to rural districts, it's important. Half-day kindergarten, or less than full-day kindergarten, is probably, I would argue, one of the most discriminatory practices we have had in education, especially in rural areas where parents were offered half-day kindergarten and would have to drive from their place in the country. And understand, most of these schools, a lot of these schools are in rural areas where the majority of kids drive, or their parents have to travel or are bused 15, 20, 30 minutes to school. Matter of fact, I saw a story this morning. School in my district, Carville, is graduating one senior this year. But their closest next school and grocery store is an hour away. So we need those schools. That means that the parents at the big town of Carville, and understand the only thing in Carville is the school and a couple of houses there that house teachers, kind of like Woodland, a Rickery, a number of those schools. Understand that when a parent has to drive then to pick up their kid or take their child to school after a half day or to start a half day of school, for the parents that don't have the kind of money or resources or time, or parents that work, it no longer becomes an option. So they don't get to go to any kindergarten. Some of them may not even be able to afford to drive to town every day to pick their child up or to take their child, so they can't go to kindergarten at all. This is important because it now offers those schools and those parents that opportunity. It doesn't mandate that opportunity. You don't have to put your kid in full-day kindergarten. You don't have to, as a school, offer full-day kindergarten, but we are now making it an option for everybody. I'm proud of that. I want to say again, thank you again to the sponsors. Thank you to the members of this chamber, the members of the House, and to the governor for making education funding a priority. Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to cast an aye vote for full day kindergarten.